Remember, April 30th, 2014 is International I Love Me Day. I want you to start thinking about what will you do special for you on that day. Share it with me on Facebook and Twitter. And join the conversation on the Diana Wright Show, Monday through Friday, 10:30 a.m. We are live. The number to call, 561-228-1921. That's 561-228-1921. Join the conversation. Like us on Facebook and follow me on Twitter. Okay, good morning everyone. This is the Diana Wright Show. We thank you so much for joining us today. Okay, we have with us this morning, it's Wednesday, so that means it's Wellness Wednesday. We have Dax with us, and Dax is, of course, our America's leading wellness coach. Okay, so we're going to find out why he decided to go the wellness coach journey and everything else that comes with the wellness, what he's trying to do, how he's trying to inspire you to move along with him and be well and stay well and live well. So as we join Dax, we're going to ask him to give you just a synopsis of the journey, why he decided to switch from mortgages and finance into this new realm of what I call America's leading wellness coach. So we're going to welcome Dax to the program. This is the Diana Wright Show. We thank you so much for joining us today. And I must reach out and say hello to Monique in China and her two little babies that she put to bed before she called me from China this morning. So just want to say a special shout out to Monique in China. Can you imagine? She's there in China. Okay. Hey Dax, how are you? And she called me this morning. How are you doing?
I'm good, Dan. I'm wonderful.
Okay, I need to give you some volume. Go ahead.
For those listeners, I'm sweating. I'm by the window and I've been running around all morning. But, you know, and sweating is good, by the way.
Yes, it is.
Body.
Okay.
This morning, I had the pleasure of watching Pastor Rick Warren. He was on with Dr. Daniel Amen and another doctor.
Yeah, and I missed it, yeah. I had to take Pavel to school, so I missed it. He was on Morning Joe, right? Or he was on something.
CBS?
Oh, he was on CBS. He's going to be on Morning Joe tomorrow, I think. Okay. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Go ahead.
And Dr. Daniel Amen, I've watched his CB. He does a public radio program. And he talks about exactly what we talk about. He says your brain is the brain-body connection, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And for us, it's the mind-body connection, mind-body-spirit connection.
Right.
What I think sets us apart from so many of the wellness coaches that are out there, so many of the detox programs, so many of the medical programs, is that we've incorporated all the pieces, that we're not competing. We're not saying ours is better than theirs and that there's something else. We're looking at the whole person
mm-hmm.
and looking at all aspects of their life. So, you know, you have a tendency to be specialists in America, that people specialize in one particular area,
mm-hmm.
and then they want to defend that area as having all the answers for the individual. And we believe that we're a complex, you know, composite of so many different aspects of ourselves. However,
mm-hmm.
it's down to the fundamental mind, body, and spirit. And when you can bring the three into balance,
mm-hmm.
then your life starts taking on a whole different movement. In fact, you commented on the post I made this morning regarding
yes.
our hoping
mm-hmm.
and our intentions.
Mm-hmm.
And we all hope for good things in our life. We're told to be very optimistic. But what we need to also realize that hope is not bad. Hope is good because we hope that everybody can be happy. We hope that, you know, the economy will work itself out. But we need to take responsibility for our intention and realize that we have total control over intention in every moment. That my intention at this moment is to make sure that everybody who is watching this understands that you, not me, you and your body is the great thing, has the amazing power to heal itself, and that by tapping in and giving your body what it wants and needs, then you can experience optimum health and optimum wellness. And we have a specific 21-day protocol to walk you step by step through that process to get you the results, to get rid of the things that have stopped you in the past from getting your results. Because there's nobody who is watching this who has never tried or been challenged with losing weight. You know, maybe there's 1 or 2% of those people who are just can't gain weight. And you know, I mean, sorry for you and your problems, but believe me, gaining weight is a function of our lifestyle, and that our program A, educates you on what you need to change about your lifestyle, but B, gets you the results to find the balance in your body, to lose the weight and take charge of your health and wellness on your terms, with the support of a live coach on a daily basis.
Okay, so all right, I wanna just kind of the transition from success in the mortgage business, which is the money business. Everybody wants to own a house and all that good stuff. So you've moved now to America's leading wellness coach. Why did you choose wellness? Is it because you're struggling yourself or another reason?
Well, you know what? The two are very similar. In the mortgage business, my role was to coach people through the home buying process. And that was something that I started in the mortgage business at the age of 18.
Whoa!
And I was lucky enough to do a radio show on a local station, WAVS. And that station gave me an opportunity to break down what some people felt was a very complicated process to buy a house and borrow the money and get the financing. And I was able to share with our community the fact that A, it was a good investment at that time, and B, that there was a step-by-step process to move through the credit issues, the employment concerns, the down payment requirements, and help them to see that it certainly was achievable if we had a plan.
Okay.
And now, 25 years later, I'm investing in something that I consider to be more valuable than real estate or health. That our health is our wealth, and I was blessed to be able to lose 69 pounds. And while that in itself was a great achievement, what was more amazing to me is that I didn't lose it in the traditional ways. I was doing all the traditional things, and I wasn't getting results. I was very disappointed. I felt very, disheartened, but I found something that worked, and not only did it work for me, it has worked for everybody else who's tried it, who's committed themselves to making the change. And most importantly, I wish I could say I discovered this. This is something that 5,000 years of research has been in there. Third world countries throughout the world, have seen the benefits of using a natural detox. In fact, in Jamaica, we say a washout. And this is a process that we have moved beyond a discomfort and uncomfortable washout process to a much more relaxed, well-supported, and effective way to not only detox the body, but also to lose weight and take charge of health in your life.
Okay, all right. My special guest inside of the Diana Wright Show today, it's Wednesday, so it's Wellness Wednesday. His name is Dax Dunn, and he's a leading wellness coach. Yeah, America's leading wellness coach, and he's joining us today to give us the reasons why he chose wellness, because wellness is just as important as you trying to own a house, because you can own the house and not well and drop dead and leave the house. So,
well, more important, I think there is no one who has any goals that can ignore the role of wellness. No matter what you want to do, you want to feed the children, you want to end the wars, you want to save the planet, you still need to have your health, you have the vitality in your body to move around, to do the things, to have the energy to experience life. And we know how to help you if that's one of the challenges you're facing.
Okay, so how do we, you as our wellness coach, and you're, in the sense of the word, the guru, the leading coach who is really determined to get people to be well. How do you plan to take on this journey? Apart from your detox in a box, what else are you planning to do to get the message to the people?
Empowerment. First of all, I cannot take responsibility for this as something I created. As I mentioned, it's a 5,000-year-old practice, but I have a partner. And she is the foundation of this whole program. I am the spokesperson. I'm the person.
You're the talker.
I'm the talker. She's actually here. She's supposed to, she's going to come on, but she's actually busy. She has clients she's taking care of.
Okay.
So, the bottom line is the way that we deliver our program is to empower our clients. So our goal is not to be the person with all the secrets and have all the answers. Instead, we want to open up the ability for each of us to find answers in our own way. And each of us are empowered and are quite capable of making the choices on a daily basis to support wellness in our life and our children, our parents, our friends, our family. We all need to take a stand. The problem is not us. The problem is the system that provides us with processed foods and toxic substances that enter our body, disrupt our digestive function, and cause the body to gain weight over time. And it's a very simple solution, but it's not always easy to get started on your own. And that's why the coaching program is so effective and so affordable.
Okay, so tell me then, because you brought us, you talked about processed foods, and it takes me back to a show that I watch all the time called Food Factory. And I'm watching all the food going through those machines and coming to you in a box. And I'm going, okay, who cleans the machines? How do I know the machines are clean? Because I'm going to this cleanliness thing, as opposed to Dax telling me that I must eat natural things from the earth and cook it myself.
Yes.
How do you try to convince people that the simple way of going into the store and picking something up that was made from a machine is not the right way to go for wellness, but you should go buy something live and make it for yourself?
Well, Pastor Rick Warren said it this morning, and I'm going to make it mine. He said, if it's from a plant, then it's good for your body. If it was made in a plant, don't put it in your body. and that's as simple as it is. There's certainly things for convenience reasons that we may buy in a store, use from a can, and just from time to time need to use. But I want to implore you, I want to encourage you, find a fresh market. Shopping the fruit and fruit and vegetable section of your local supermarket, because there you're going to find, number one, the foods that are on sale are in season. They're right for your body. You're buying them at a lower price because they're in season. Number two, preparing your food is actually a pleasant experience. Don't let anybody fool you that because you're preparing your food, you're living in poverty. You're living the richest life. To have the time to spend to fix your food, to prepare it for your body in a way that your taste and whole lifestyle requires. And this may require some learning. And again, we teach our clients how to prepare foods and how to use them effectively for their bodies.
Alrighty. Okay, Dax, I want to ask you now about dairy products.
Before I answer, I think I can get Diana Vanya in here for 2 seconds, so let me just grab her here.
Okay, so you're going to get her to come on in, or you want me to take a break and come back? Oh, she's right there. Okay, hi Vanya, how are you?
I am good.
Yes.
Ask about dairy products.
Yes, I'm going to ask her about dairy products because I know she has a chemistry background and will be able to give us the goods on dairy, because in the whole wellness factor that you and Dax are trying to promote, we listen and we hear, okay, if you drink dairy, you lose weight and you can keep it off better. I'm sure you've heard that several times on television. How do we find the truth? Cheese is good for you, because if you live in France, you have to eat cheese, and then, it's like, okay, milk is good one day, and then it's really not so good. And you got milk and all those promotions and everything else. How do you tell your clients and convince them that these things are either good for wellness or not good for wellness in your circle of wellness as you are promoting it?
Well, it's very simple. There are two most important things that we need to pay attention to when it comes to not just dairy but any kind of food. Dairy could be really good for somebody, but it could not be so good for somebody else.
Okay.
So we have to know what is it that our body is digesting the right way, and excuse me, we should be able to give our body the tools. Sorry, I have a bad throat. That it can let you know if you put something in it that's not right for it.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically talking about milk, milk is good for health, but we have to understand milk is very fattening, even if you take it in its purest form. Unfortunately, in a lot of places, milk is not what it should be. There's a lot of things that are being fed to the cows that in turn are coming out through the milk, or a lot of preservatives are being added to even milk as well.
Mm-hmm.
But even if you go to a country farm and you get the purest milk out yourself and the cow is fed all green organic, the only way your body can burn milk is if you are in the sun a lot. The body needs a lot of vitamin D to burn milk.
Mm-hmm.
So people living in the farms, or back in the day when we were growing up, it was pretty healthy to drink a lot of milk because we used to burn that a lot. We would go out and play, people walked a lot, people worked out a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Life wasn't as comfortable as it is right now.
Okay.
So if you're drinking a lot of milk and you're not exercising enough, or you're not out literally physically in the sun a lot, the body's not going to find a lot of means to digest the milk.
Right.
Then on top of it, milk could be something very healthy, but it may not be very healthy for another individual who has trouble digesting dairy products. Most times people go on with their life without knowing that there are certain foods their body just cannot digest.
Right.
So the body doesn't show them any indications because of so much that is going on, because of so much imbalance, and they keep piling up that fat. That turns into abnormal fat.
Okay.
So you have to first of all, and then you also said about France that, this is so funny. This morning when I was, I just came from Europe. I've been lucky enough to travel to Europe twice this year.
Mm-hmm.
And I was driving back after dropping my son, and I was talking to myself, and I said, I feel the only time I can eat anything I want, eat freely, is when I'm in Europe, because the quality of food is very different over there.
Absolutely.
And the same kind of food, when I come here and I even dare to eat it, I'll get sick. My body just will reject it.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, if you are living in certain areas where food is not that contaminated with preservatives, with additives, and Europe is definitely one of those places, especially if, places that are known for certain kinds of food. They are very particular to keep it in its purest and best form, or otherwise people just won't buy it.
Okay.
So depends where you are, depends what kind of lifestyle you have, and most importantly, you have to know, you need to get your body to a place where it should tell you instantly the minute you put something wrong in it. And a very simple basic detox, such as what we offer, can get you to that stage literally in 5 days.
Okay. All right. So, okay, if I start to do the detox and after 5 days, and I'm getting to where I want to go, or even after the 21 days, because I'm really sticking with the dairy thing, because I just watched a show on milk from the camel, which someone says is the best milk, and then there's goat's milk. and I'm going, okay, which one of these milks do if I feel like having some hot chocolate, which one is the safest one? And I'm trying to do the things that I'm doing within the 21-day detox process, going with Dax, with his training. How do I incorporate anything of this nature in my diet without feeling that this thing is just not good for me to be drinking?
So here's the thing. We need to understand that when somebody says Camel's milk is the best milk ever, they're really trying to sell something, because what does that say for the rest of the world who doesn't have camel milk around? Does it mean that we all need to run over to where they have those camels or bring camels in so we can all get camel milk? No. The bottom line is that we need to realize that our body and the earth have a connection. We need to eat foods that are grown locally, that are in season, based on the time of year. I've mentioned it before. For me, the lesson was pistachios. I love pistachios. They're great nuts. I have them all the time. And I can find them in the supermarket literally year round. So
yes.
So about 3 years ago, I said to me, hey, you're having too much pistachios. It's summer. It's a hot food, and your body is already, the climate is already hot. You don't want to give your body any hot food. I dismissed her comment and said, what do you know? And only to find myself with phlegm in the throat, feeling a little bit stuffy, and thinking it was a cold. And then I remembered what she said, and I said, you know what, let me cut back on it. And lo and behold, it went away. Well, 3 weeks later, the pistachios were on sale. I had to get them, got some more, and there I went again, back into the same condition. Now, going back to Vanya and discussing it with her to find out what really is what she said. Because the first time she said it, I just dismissed it.
Right.
Now when I have the conversation, she explains that pistachios is a Mediterranean nut. It tends to get cold in the night, and in that area, eating it probably year-round is fine. But there's so many other places where it gets warmer, and it's not appropriate to have it at certain times of the year.
Okay.
So all foods, every food has a temperature, not when you cook it, but a temperature in and of itself. And if you pay attention, you'll quickly learn how to identify what foods are right for you. But as I said before, if it's in the supermarket and it's on sale, more than likely it's in season, and it's probably a good food to have. But don't just use that as the final rule. Instead, do your investigations, get a deeper understanding, and find the balance to find the foods that are right for you.
Okay, so in your journey of wellness coaching, are you going to be talking about things like this? Because people just don't know. I mean, pistachios, as you said, are available in the supermarket all the time. I am one of the people who likes pistachio, but I tend to just eat it when I feel for it, as opposed to knowing what you just taught us, that it is a hot food, so you should not be eating it in the summer. You should eat it when the weather is cooler, obviously. So how do you get this information out to people? Because, everybody watch Dr. Oz and all that kind of stuff, but sometimes you just want to hear a brother and a sister tell you the thing that you figure you can more relate to them in your oneness. So how do you plan to get this word out? Are you going to be going to churches? Are you going to have conventions? Are you going to have, just conferences that we come to, wellness conferences? How are you going to get the word out?
Well, we believe it starts at a local level. That there are lots of books, there are lots of TV shows, there are lots of, places, the internet to get this information.
Lots of overload. Lots of overload, yeah.
Yeah, but until you experience it on a personal level, then it doesn't really mean anything to you. It doesn't resonate with you. So we really like the idea of, on a daily basis, through our text messaging and audio as well as our videos in the program, to introduce these concepts on a very personal level on a daily basis. Next to that is this show. We feel that this show is a very good opportunity to have these conversations, but we also have a show of our own that we do on Sundays that's really more of a talk show, and clients that are on the program can call in, ask questions, and share their experience as far as lifestyle changes, and ask specific questions to their coaches. I love the idea of working with churches. We've done several presentations with local churches, and we look forward to doing much more of those. We also work with corporations. We have a big car dealer that's going to be doing lunch and learns in the next, early in the new year, as far as their employees, going in, sharing with them, giving them the support and getting them on the program. But the bottom line is, we really feel that it really is a personalized process. We're not about a one-size-fits-all. We have a comprehensive program and a basic kit, but we'll customize those programs specific to each person's needs and work with that individual to A, make sure that they get the results, and B, help them to develop the optimum lifestyle to maintain the results after they finish the program.
Okay, I'm not sure how long Vanya can stay with us. So Vanya, you want to say anything before you go? Because I know you said that you had some clients. So.
Yeah, well, I just wanted to spread the word again that we are constantly working on making this natural detox process as rewarding and as easy to follow as possible. And under that, we have launched the Detox in a Box 2.0. And about a week ago, we made another modification to it, realizing that the natural products are best taken in water, because they are actually, the effect is not they get over diluted, but it's exactly the opposite. The body absorbs it everywhere and a lot faster. And we are at a place where we're getting average 2 pounds a day from our female clients. And that is unheard of. We would get that from male clients all the time, but it is average 2 pounds a day consistently from our female clients, and I believe it's beyond weight loss because of the results that they are reporting back to us, how they're feeling. It's helping them sleep better. It's helping them deal with stress better. It's helping them deal with their kids better, because it's also providing the hormonal balance that the body loses because of a dysfunctioning digestive system and has such a serious effect on your daily life. So it's Detox in a Box 2.0. That is our latest edition. And Dax will talk more about Moringa, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was nice to be here. I'm sorry, I have to run.
I know, I understand. So thanks, Vanya. All right, Dax, it's all yours again.
Well, you want to take a break?
Yes, we'll take a break and come back in just a moment. Alrighty, we'll be back in just a moment with Dax, our leading American guy who's going to teach us how to be well. Hello everyone, this is a season of giving, and I'm asking you to consider one of your gifts to be Deadly Negligence, written by yours truly, Diana Wright. A story that will give you hope, make you mad, shock you sometimes, but is bound to increase your faith and make you believe in miracles again. So please, give Deadly Negligence as a gift, as the gifting season begins to heat up. I am depending on you to do this for me. Thank you so much, and be the proud person to give a gift of the book Deadly Negligence. It's available on Amazon.com and on my website DianaWrightTV.webs.com. Thank you so much for my viewers around the world and in the United States. Be blessed. Okay, we are back, and of course, if it's Wednesday, it's Wellness Wednesday. My favorite guest is here with me, and he is America's leading wellness coach. His name is Dax Dunn, and he's trying to share with us some of his, not secrets, but things that he wants you to do to be well and live well. And basically, Vanya was just talking about the 21-day detox 2.0. Is that what it is?
2.0, yes.
Okay. And what's different about the 2.0 as opposed to what I took when I started the program? What's different?
Well, more importantly, we're looking at a hormonal balance. We realize that the hormones are very important, and this is where a lot of the way we handle stress, emotional eating, food cravings, a lot of them are directly related. So Saffron and Garcinia are the major additions, but more importantly, a deeper understanding of what to pay attention to at what different phases in the process. So the biggest innovation that our program offers compared to anything else that's on the market is the daily attention. That we literally, there are lots of books that have, most of the stuff that we do are in books. It's not something that's again, it's not a secret. But what those books don't do is give you the support on a daily basis.
Okay. Yeah, and I like that thought, because it's just like when you go to these motivational conferences, and then you go home and you go, oh, I was so high, and now what do I do now? So the personal coaching is actually key to the process.
Yes.
Have you had clients who are not in agreement with the coaching in terms of what they should eat or what they shouldn't eat, or how do you handle something like that? Because I'm sure you must have that. So, the coach would be saying to me, oh, what are you going to eat today? And I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to eat today. What do you want me to think about what I'm going to eat later? I can't even think about breathing right now.
That I know from my own experience. That was my life, that I literally would, planning lunch would be ridiculous because it's about what I feel for at the time. And
okay, so it's not a crazy question, and I thought it was a crazy question, but then I said, let me ask it anyway.
Not a crazy question at all. In fact, that's one thing, what to eat and when to eat, and but we fix that one easily. That one simply is about planning. If you do not have a plan, then you're planning to fail.
Okay.
If you fail to plan, then you plan to fail.
Okay, so
more than that.
All right.
The bigger one that we run into all the time is the protein myth. That there's so many people who believe they have to eat meat in order to get sufficient amounts of protein, and this is wrong.
Okay.
It's not. There's nothing scientifically that supports the idea that the only way to get protein is from meat and animal products. That's wrong. That used to be a concept. It has been proven to be inaccurate. Now, am I saying you should never eat animal protein? No. There are lots of benefits to certain animal protein in terms of fish oils, omega-3s. Certain animals have different, things that are good for the body. But there is a way excessive amount of protein in our present diet. And that's somewhere that we want to start with people. Having protein once or twice a week is sufficient. Any more than that, well, it's up to you in terms of finding the right balance for yourself. But one of the biggest challenges is having to explain to somebody that they're not going to get sick because they're not having enough protein.
Yes, because I figured that would be an issue, because if I'm planning my meals and I'm doing the detox and I want to be successful, but it's kind of hard to say to people, okay, you've been doing this thing all the time, having your curry goat and your oxtail and your stuff, and now you can't have none of that right now just for the 21 days. I would think that would be hard to get across, especially for people with different cultures. I mean,
Absolutely.
I'm just using Jamaica because I'm Jamaican, but there are so many other cultures where people, like Brazilians eat meat like, oh my God. I went to a Brazilian restaurant, I thought I was going to die from meat.
and for example, you would the same process is, you go to a Jamaican party and there's so much alcohol, and you say, well, Jamaicans drink a lot. But in their daily lives, no. So even in the same way with the Brazilian restaurants, yes, I've been to those restaurants. I've seen the tons of different types of meat coming around the room with a big knife.
Yes.
But that's not normal. Nobody eats like that every single day. That's a feast. It's a festival. It's a time to celebrate. Thanksgiving. I came, I ate, I had my turkey, I had my fish, I had chicken, I don't know, that probably is it. in terms of the meat products.
Right.
But that was one day, I gained 3 pounds, and 2 days later, it's gone.
Oh my God! In one day, that you gained 3 pounds. I didn't even weigh. Okay, I'm afraid to go on the scale.
I'm a big guy.
But I have not been on the scale because I don't want to go on the scale because I'm going back down to my very small amounts of food. So I'm waiting. I'm giving myself like a whole week before I go on the scale again. All right. So anyway, okay. So Thanksgiving is over now. We have Christmas season when people hang out and do their thing. And how do you? I'm sure you're getting questions about that. Dax, what do I do now? What do I do now? As Mr. Wellness Coach, what do you say to me?
I think the fundamental message that somebody coming into our program gets within the first day, before they even start the program, at the time of sign up, is if you change the way you look at things,
right,
the things you look at will change.
Okay.
And that if we're committed to keep doing what we've been doing, then we will keep getting what we've been getting. And change is fundamental. But it doesn't have to be dramatic. It doesn't have to be, uncomfortable, but it has to be, there has to be an openness to see how things could be slightly different. For example, you're going to a party. You don't have to go to the party hungry. Going to a party to eat somebody else's food should not be a thrill for you. Preparing your own food should be the thrill. Going and socializing, going and partaking in having some hors d'oeuvres, or even just eating, but moderately eating and enjoying the food is great. But don't go there on a totally empty stomach and feel you have to eat. 2 things happen. 1, you embarrass yourself as you're shoveling down the people's food. And 2, you tend to eat things that you shouldn't be eating, and you eat them too quickly.
Right.
We need to slow down and enjoy our food. We don't want to be talking while we're eating. We want to eat and concentrate and meditate on the food and allow our body to receive it and use it for our own nourishment and well-being.
All right, and we need to also remember what our grandmother always taught us. Make sure your belly is full before you go to people's house and act like you're dying of hunger. That's what my grandmother used to say to me. Make sure you eat even though you're invited out to dinner. Make sure you have something in your stomach. You don't go like you're falling out for food. Okay, protein. Let's stay with protein for a minute because pork is one of the things where it's not allowed when you're doing the detox. Why is that?
Well, pork is
and I don't want all my Seventh-day Adventist friends and church members to be thinking I'm promoting pork, because I'm not really doing that. I'm just asking a question. Okay, seriously, because if you are a Seventh-day worshiper, you're not supposed to be eating pork, just like the Jews and whatever. So anyway, I just wanted to clear that up, okay? Okay.
No problem. No. The thing in pork is it is a fatty meat. It has a lot of fat. Likewise, salmon. Salmon is a healthy fish that we all enjoy, but we don't recommend salmon on the program because it's high in fats.
Okay.
Likewise, pork is high in fats. But the reason why a lot of religions and a lot of cultures exclude pork as far as a meat or prohibit the ingestion of that meat is because it tends to have a high amount of parasites. And pork, it's an animal that has to be that tends to be exposed to more parasites in the body and promotes the growth of parasites in the body when you eat it.
Okay, all right, so that's the reason. All right, let's go on to, I was watching something that talked about bugs being a good source of protein, and I thought they only did that in China, but no, this was right here in the U.S., that they were, talking about this bug eating thing on Bizarre Foods, and they're stewing up the bugs, and I'm going, what?
We have a wonderful world full of very diverse habits and cultures, and if you can eat it and it doesn't hurt you, go ahead and enjoy it. I personally don't have a lot of experience with eating bugs.
Oh, thank God. I was just saying, oh God, when I asked Dax, please let him not eat bugs. Seriously, I was.
I don't recommend eating bugs either.
Okay, all right, okay. Well, let's talk about nuts, because I'm sure you've seen for the past couple of weeks, well, I'm suspicious because, I just have a suspicious mind thinking it's the nut industry that's trying to get us to buy some more nuts, when they're saying that all nuts that you eat, as long as you eat a handful, they've done this research with thousands of people over the years, and, now these people, they can say it's good for heart disease and strokes and this and that. What are your thoughts on that as a wellness coach?
I'm against anything as being a perfect solution. Air, breathing, that's the number one thing we have to do.
Okay.
Water, sufficient amount of water, and not just throughout the day. In the morning, you need that first 24 ounce or at least 16 ounce glass of water in the morning. It is essential for your long-term health and wellness.
Here you go. I have mine right here.
Good. In Japan, they call it the Japanese water therapy. And everybody in Japan knows that when you wake up in the morning, the first thing you do is have a glass of water. It stimulates the digestive system, it helps with the elimination of the bowels, and it helps to start your metabolism working. It's a very good practice and has tremendous health benefits.
Does it matter if the water is room temperature or you just get it cold from the fridge?
Room temperature is better. In fact, warm with some lemon in it, some tea in the morning, great stuff. I actually was watching Dr. Oz, and he talked about the fact that coffee is a stimulant and it helps to cause you to go to the bathroom.
Really?
If you're not drinking enough water, it will cause you to become dehydrated. So replacing your coffee in the morning with a cup of herbal tea may be a good idea, and finding that balance to where you're having the coffee on the weekends or having it in more moderate areas.
Okay, so you're not on the train of the handful of nuts every single day?
No, I'm on the train of nuts are wonderful. They're a great source of fats. They're a great source of proteins in many cases, and it's certainly good to have nuts in your diet. I just don't feel that having them, become a staple is necessary.
Okay, all right. What about eggs? Eggs is the great protein that we need to have, and the yolk and everything is all good.
No. Eggs. Once in a while, if on the weekend you had an omelette or you had once a month, but eggs on a daily basis, eggs are acid forming. It's an animal protein. It's not good to have eggs every day. It creates mucus and inflammation in the body. You need to limit the amount of eggs you eat.
All right, okay. Let's go back to the detox in a box, 21 days, and I'm trying to figure out why 21 days.
21 days is a great period in terms of forming a habit or breaking a habit. And we like to concentrate on forming new habits and letting old habits fall away. But we also realize it's important to release certain habits. So there are subconscious traits or subconscious associations that we make with certain things, and we want to help people to realize those associations. We're not psychologists, we're not giving you any kind of psychoanalysis, we're simply encouraging you to pay attention as your body changes throughout the day to realize how your thought processes change and to engage in committing yourself to holding on to what is working for you and letting go of what has not been working in the past.
All right. Do you believe that your wellness message can get out and really convince people to change their lifestyle? Because it's hard to achieve wellness even after taking the 21-day detox if your mind is not kind of saying to you, then yes, what Dax is saying about this wellness thing will help me either give up my high blood pressure pills or my diabetic pills or whatever. how do you kind of get that message to people, and do you think that people are embracing this as you do your wellness coaching?
You know, I've given a lot of time and energy, and even some stress and frustration as far as wanting to change people's lives.
Yeah.
But I've prayed about it, and the answer that I've come up with is that I can only do my part. And I have to respect the fact that every individual has a choice for themselves.
Right.
They can listen and watch this program and decide, oh, Dax is just trying to sell his version or something. I don't want any, and I respect them.
Okay.
And those who choose to give it a chance, I'm committed to giving them everything I have to see to it that they get the best results and share everything I know so that they can maintain those results in the long term. I feel that I am experiencing optimum health and optimum wellness. I feel that my life and my lifestyle represents an ideal way to live and to carry myself, and I'm willing to share that with those who are interested, and I'm excited that I have a fantastic team of coaches and an incredible client base who are doing it, seeing it, getting their results. And Diana, I am so glad to have the opportunity to share with you, not only having done the program, but also being able to get the message out and share with people on a weekly basis.
Okay, how do you choose your coaches? How do you decide that this person will be a good coach for me, say for instance, or for anyone else? How do you fit your coaches and your clients together?
Just by personality. There's no selective process.
Okay.
The coach understands that their role is to support the person. And if in a few occasions they may run across a person whose personality may clash with theirs, and they may decide to just encourage that person to have someone else coach them. But that's very rare, and more importantly, the decision is usually made by the coach before we actually get started. So it doesn't switch in midstream. You may have a person speak to you initially as far as introducing the program, and because of schedule or because of just their current commitments or current caseload, they may move you to someone else. But sometimes that move is made based on the personality differences or expectations of the individual.
Are your coaches on the program? Is that a qualification to be a coach, or it doesn't matter?
In fact, that is the only qualification, that they've actually done the program for themselves successfully, that they're willing to share it with others, and they're committed to help each of us learn more about ourselves. So this is not about us having all the answers.
Right.
This is about us being willing to pay attention to the individual and to their specific needs, and use the full range of resources. We tell people to go back to their doctor all the time. We may encourage them to check out a chiropractor, to speak to a massage therapist, to consider acupuncture. We do not limit ourselves in terms of trying to control and have all the answers. Instead, we're very open and inviting to share with others what's working and encourage them to work on it and get their own results.
Is Vanya and yourself, are you both coaches too, or you're not?
We're both coaches, yes.
Okay.
In fact, that's a good question. I'm actually working with some select clients in a much more intensive way in terms of truly lifestyle coaching and getting much deeper. So every client that's gonna call is going to get me and the recorded messages that support them, and those recorded messages are constantly being updated as we learn more about what's working versus what's not working. But for those who are interested, I do have a program where I will personally work with you on a daily basis, sometimes coming into your home, making changes, discussing your job, your work, your business, your life and your family, looking at your entire life.
Oh, so you actually do personalized coaching for people who not necessarily are able to, say, come to the center or go online, and they are the persons going to be requesting Dax or Vanya, or you are not allowing that?
You're allowed that, certainly.
Okay.
You know, that's an option. You can work directly with Dax or Vanya, but understand that we don't work alone. We work as a team. So maybe Dax and Vanya is your primary coach. Miller, you know, Edith, you know, Kesa, you know, Heather. There are lots of coaches that are working in the background, and we're not going to let you not get support because one person may not be available.
Okay, and you do have coaches that speak other languages, say Spanish, because I'm sure you have Spanish clients?
We do have a Spanish coach, yes.
Okay, all right. So, you know, just in case you thought that was a hurdle and you could not get coached because the person does not speak Spanish, you do have Spanish coaches with Rod Wellness.
Anybody that speak Chinese.
Yeah, because my friend Monique said to me, "Oh, I watched the show with you and that wellness guy."
Good thing she speaks English. Maybe she could be our translator and we open up a Chinese center.
Well, she's actually Jamaican living in China.
Right.
Yeah, so I forgot to ask her if she spoke Chinese, Mandarin that is. I must ask her. She's going to call me back later because the connection we had was not so good. So she's going to call me back later. I'll make sure I ask her that, yeah? But she said she watched you, and I'm like, okay, I'll let him know that you watched him all the way in China. Okay. All right, I want to just fly down a few more things here in terms of snacks while you're on the program. If you're on the program and you're getting the urge to, say, have popcorn or what are the other snacks that are kind of popular? Let's go with popcorn and chocolate. If someone is having that urge while they're on the program, which they really shouldn't, because I think when you're on the program, for me, it actually cuts all that craving and your hunger anyway. But just in case you have that person, what do you say to them as a wellness coach?
That's a beautiful question, and it's a very important point to be made, because if you're having urges, then there is still a dysfunction in your digestive system that we need to address.
Okay.
And we can address it depending on the specific time of day that you get the urge, depending on. So there are a couple more questions that we want to understand and ask as far as exactly where the person is in the program, and then we may recommend the Garcinia or the saffron or maybe even a Candida cleanse, maybe black. There are different solutions depending on the situation. But to understand the core question, what happens if you want to snack and just have something for the process of entertaining your mouth while you're on the program?
Right.
There are lots of fruits that we need people to start reacquainting themselves with. Strawberries, blueberries, raspberries. You know, there's peaches, apples, raisins, craisins. There's so many different things, you know, that we tell you can have that are on the program and are program friendly. But most importantly, we want you to become aware of how and when these urges occur, so you can then have us help you change the relationship with your body and these foods.
Okay, what if I'm on the program and I say to you, okay, Dax, I have constipation problems and I eat a banana to help me and it does help me, or I eat popcorn and it does make me go to the bathroom, or I eat boiled corn, because I've heard that from people just generally without having anything to do with the detox. How do you guide them through something like that?
Well, I'll ask the question one more time, sorry.
Okay, what if I'm on the program, I have a constipation problem, and in my mind, I believe that bananas or popcorn or what's the other thing? You know, stuff like that makes me go to the bathroom, or an apple. Some people, an apple will make them go. For me, an apple doesn't work. you know what I'm saying? So how do you deal with something like that? Because constipation is a major problem for men and women. I don't care what nation you are from, it is a problem. People don't like to talk about it, but it is.
Right. So constipation is definitely something that we encounter typically. Now, first, we have two products. The first product is Oxy. Oxy is a colon cleanse, and it draws magnesium and water into the colon and gives you an amazing flush.
Right.
So we flush everything out using Oxy, and that is the quickest and easiest solution as far as just getting rid of the constipation in the immediate.
Okay.
But then in terms of long-term results, as far as maintaining regularity, we have a separate product that's a digestive detox. And what that does is stimulates the intestines on a deeper level, not just the intestines, the entire colon, to start drawing from the body and flushing out at a cellular level the lymphatic system. And this is really an amazing product as far as helping people to restore regularity. But last but not least, there are certain foods that at the end of the program, so during the program, eating foods in order to relieve constipation is not recommended. We want you to use the products and get the support. Why? Because during the program, the idea is to detox. So we don't want to add something to the problem. We want instead to clean out the body and allow it to cleanse itself naturally. At the end of the program, as we start rebuilding the digestive system, then finding the foods that support regularity are very important. And we give you a lot of support using probiotics if necessary. And as Vanya mentioned, the moringa is a great product as far as restoring overall digestive health and the digestive function. Okay,
I'm still waiting for my moringa. Anyway.
No, I would last those Thanksgiving and everything, and I
know, I'm just teasing you. Anyway, before you go, time is running out on us as usual. What do you want to say to people just to get them through this weekend and their week in general in terms of wellness?
We're actually running a special. We just sent out the text this morning. It's actually going to go at about 2 o'clock. I sent up the text this morning. It's going to go at about 2 o'clock. We're doing a moringa research. We know it works. We've actually used it. So it's not we're not looking for any guinea pigs. It definitely works. But what we also want to do is provide results. So we're looking for people to share who are going to do the program. The program is regularly $3.99 if you've done it before, or under this special you can get it for $2.99, so you save yourself $100. And in addition, you get a free 16-ounce bottle of liquid moringa, a great product. Helps to re-establish the digestive flora, but it also plays a significant role in the detox process. So if you're interested, you can call us at 1-866-786-3617. Again, that's 1-866-786-3617. That'll tell people about the app. You can download it from the iTunes store, the Apple App Store, or the Android Play Store, and that's Aqualife, AQUALIFE, or you can go to our website at www.rad4u.com.
Alrighty, okay, that's Dax, my America's leading wellness coach, joining me every Wednesday right here on the Diana White Show live. So we welcome you from around the world and in the United States, all the way in China. And did you know that they had the first killing in Iceland? I wanted to make sure I told you that.
Oh, I didn't hear about it.
Yes, it was on the news, and I thought of you immediately. I'm like, wow, they said this has never happened. It was such big news on the CNN International that I thought, I got to tell Dax this because I don't think he has UVerse, because it's only UVerse.
What I do remember when I was there, the guy said, look, when somebody kills somebody, they don't keep them in jail. You're able to be free because there's nowhere to go.
Yeah, there's no prisons. They don't have any jails there. So I thought of you when I heard it on the news over the weekend.
Very interesting.
Very interesting. So, all right, Dax. Well, I trust that you will continue to do well with your coaching and your wellness program, and you will join us again next Wednesday because, of course, after next week now it's the Christmas fever is on.
Yep, definitely. Look forward to it, and again, have a wonderful day, and thank you so much for allowing me to share with your viewers.
Okay, and thanks to you and Vanya for joining us today. We are so blessed to have you guys come on and educate us about wellness and of course the detox, which is such a wonderful, wonderful thing. If you're looking to lose weight, you're looking to settle your mood with that saffron and all that, make you less stress. You can check them out. All right. Thank you, Dax. Take care. Have a great day. All right. That was Dax, my special guest inside the Diana Wright Show. We thank him so much for joining us today. And we hope that you will join us next Wednesday when Dax will be back with us to talk about wellness. America's leading wellness coach, his name is Dax Dunn, and of course Vanya is his partner, Vanya Chopra. So Vanya is, have the chemistry background that can really make sure that the products are safe and know the makeup of all these things. And obviously she's from India, so she's coming from a place where the health is premium over there. And we just thank you so much for joining us today. We're going to take one more break before we go, and then we come back to you in just a slither of a moment. Back in a moment. Hello everyone. It doesn't matter who you are, how rich you are, how poor you are. But there has to be a point in your life, and you will come to that point, where you have to take someone you love to the hospital. But have you ever considered that you could take that loved one, in my case, my only child, to the hospital in a normal state? And then you leave 5 months later, brain damaged, in a wheelchair, without your senses. This is my true story, Deadly Negligence, the book, available on Amazon and at my website, dianawrighttv.webs.com. I'm asking you today to get a copy. Support my story. Let us get this out there, because this story will captivate you. It will shock you. It will give you hope. It will increase your faith and make you believe in miracles again. Thank you for picking up your copy today. And just in case you know Oprah Winfrey or Tyler Perry or Mr. Levinson, let them know this is worth a movie. Thank you. Get your copy today. All right, we are back and we're live, and this is the Diana Wright Show. We thank you so much for joining us today, and we ask you to remember the magic words of loving who you are. I love me. 3 magic words that really is good for your spirit and your wellness. Because in order to be well, you need to love yourself first to get to wellness. Because if you don't love who you are, then being well doesn't really matter. So in order to be well, you need to start by loving yourself first. Try the detox. It will work. I have no doubts about that. And of course, they've added new products to the detox in a box. So it's even better than when I did it. So we thank you so much for joining us today. If you love something, set it free. If it comes back, it's yours. If it doesn't, it was never yours. Tomorrow we'll talk about education in Shanghai. The kids in Shanghai are doing better than everybody else, but at what cost? Now the Chinese government is deciding to not have homework anymore because the kids are scoring high, but what life do they have while they're scoring high? They don't want to go to the extreme like America that gives you so much homework you can't get it done, and you have so much sports in the schools, but they still want to aim high. Is the stress worth it for your children? Or do we need to stop as a society that we are being the pleasers? Because you know, American kids, well, everybody's on a soccer field playing soccer, and even the losers get a trophy. Why are you getting a trophy if you lost? We're just a pleasing society, and we believe that our children cannot survive if they didn't get a trophy. No, you should learn the difference between winning and losing. There's a difference. And if you win, oh yeah, you have 1,000 fathers. When you lose, you feel sad, but you should be a graceful loser. So maybe we as parents should stop trying to shelter our kids from failure. Allow them to fail. and let them see what an F feels like, or a D, or a C even, because to me anything less than a B doesn't really do well. Yeah, President Bush said he was a C student and he became president, but you don't want to get your child to think of a C and a D and an F. Yeah, if they experience it, it will make them better. So let them fail sometimes, but give them encouragement, and whatever you tell them, whatever you expect of them, and you let them know you expect it, you do it with love. They'll understand that you love them, but they will understand that I expect you to do well. I don't expect you to go to school and waste time. I expect you to do the right thing. So, thank you so much again for joining us today from around the world and in the United States. And indeed, yes, everyone, I am the same Diana Wright that you watched in Jamaica, in London, in Florida, on television, on the Diana Wright Show. So, and that's just for short, TDWS, the Diana Wright Show. And when you go to YouTube, just put in the Diana Wright Show, it will come up, and you'll get to see all the videos that you've missed. If not, you can go to my website at www.dianawrighttv.webs.com. The number to call again is 561-228-1921 if you have a question, and you can also throw me your questions on Facebook. Thank you so much for liking us on Facebook. Keep liking us and keep spreading the word. You have to believe that it will happen so you can receive it. So each and every one of you, I hope that something, somewhere on this program within the hour, you are helped by something that's being said, or lifted up out of that depression or whatever you might be in. Whatever tragedy you might be going through, just reading Deadly Negligence, my book, might just get you there, out of your problems, and give you encouragement and hope. My intention is to help each and every one of you to love who you are and teach your children and even your enemies to love themselves too. Have a great day and be blessed.